Jason, I want to go back to you based on what I said about your theory, about what Matt said about your theory, and just give you a chance to kind of clarify anything you'd like.
I'll just say that the example that you gave is that was spot on because that was how I guess my theory relates to that situation, and it just the more that humans can practice disrupting those thoughts of fear and judgment that we have towards each other, kind of those primitive things that divide us and were more beneficial thousands and hundreds of years ago than they are now, the more that we can disrupt that and recognize the humanity in each other, then we will lessen the amount of hatred that we have towards each other. And whether that hatred is based off of, however we've dehumanized each other, whether it be skin color, whether it be gender, whether it be job title, social status, whatever, we can tear down those walls, and that's really up to each individual person. And the theory that I oppose is that as many times as you can engage in practices that build awareness and equanimity, engage in practices that build kindness and compassion for self and others, engage in practices that celebrate our common humanity, then you're strengthening the neural pathways linked to your psychological well-being, and we're decreasing those capacities of prejudice, aggression, and cruelty. That's that's what my theory is. And then I guess the acceleration of that theory, if the collective we, can engage in those practices and develop those attitudes, we will empower our humanity in ways that our ancestors couldn't. And I'm only on this earth for a short amount of time, and I choose to spend my life living it according to those standards and trying to get a helpful, healing idea out into the public.
All right, thanks, brother. Matt?
Okay, I mean, with Jason, with all due respect, I just think it's a highly oversimplified perspective on the human experience. I mean, I'm not exactly an individual. I belong to my family. I belong to my ethnic group. I belong to my religious denomination. I have these tribal and social and cultural loyalties that I'm intermeshed in, and my individuality is distributed throughout those things. And the idea that I can just dissolve those loyalties into a love of humanity. I believe what you see with that, with like telescopic philanthropy and modern neoliberal ideology, is that when you love everybody, you end up loving nobody. Is my last thought on that.
Okay. I'm it just prompts the question of, if I'm not to see you as an individual, which one of your groups would you prefer me to see you and interact with
Well,
or as?
it organically
Because
depends on the
I have
context.
two choices. I can either see you as an individual, or I can see you as part of a group. Since individualism is that important to you, I'm just curious about what group identity you would prefer me to see you as first and foremost.
Well, it's definitely all about context. But I guess in this context, given why I'm here and how I'm here, I guess I would need to be seen as a white man, as a white
And what
American
does
man.
Okay, I appreciate that. What does seeing you as a white man, like, what does that look like? Because if you ask different people, they would give you different answers. So what does seeing you as a white man look like to you?
Well, the white American ethnic group is a very culturally rich ethnic group that uh, conquered a continent and built a great civilization upon that continent. We have so many great literary works. We have so many great cultural contributions. In terms of invention and innovation, we've I definitely have plenty to impress. But all that's just kind of bragging. I just love
But
my
to
own
be
people.
fair,
I enjoy being around other white American people. We tell the same jokes. We get the same jokes. We have the same subtle mannerisms, and kind of see the world in a similar way.
do you see me as a white male or a white man, or do you see me differently since I am putting forth a different, I guess, different thoughts than you?
Well, the paradox here is that the individualism, which is an Anglo-Saxon tradition of being strongly organically individualist, you've taken that too far into an abstract ideology and kind of hyperextended one of the great attributes of Western civilization in general and the American civilization in particular, which is that autonomy, that independence, which that's kind of a cultural thing. Okay, you're expressing to me. You are the very essence, quintessence of a white American guy who's trying to project your culture universally when it really isn't going to. Nobody who's not a white guy is going to hear this whole just love all humanity and let's all be individuals thing. Except you'll have individuals, and I mean there's a diversity of thought, but generally speaking, that's your attitude, inclination. Let's be frank, appearance. You are very white American, sir.